to get help. This after police say Cassandra Jones was shot and killed in cold blood Monday in the parking lot of her own apartment on Iberville Street. Her daughter, at a loss for words, spoke exclusively with WDSU.
I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken. I'm angry. I really don't know what to do or how to feel.
Her suspected shooter, BJ Brown, still on the run. Those who knew and loved the mom say they were romantically involved.
You guys, thank you so much for tuning into my station on today. So I wanted to cover Cassandra Jones' story because this story really touched my heart. And I wanted to dedicate this video to her and to all the women who have been killed due to domestic violence. So you have a 48-year-old mother of 3 who worked for the city of New Orleans. She worked in the justice system. She was in a relationship, a very toxic and abusive relationship, with a young man by the name of BJ Brown. And they was dating for like over a year. And within that time, he was physically abusing her. He was putting his hands on her. She had made a report, and in the report says that he had hit her in the mouth, knocked her teeth out. He beat her with a belt. He would just go punching on her like she was a punching bag. And one time he was beating her and she called the police, and he jumped over the balcony and he left. And when the police came, he was gone. And as soon as the police came, he made his way back into the house and just finished up what he started. And it caused him to end their life. Something that the relationship counselor said on the news. She said sometimes we try to help the other person in relationships. We don't want to see them get in trouble, so we try to help them by not putting a restraining order on them. And I noticed that when people are in toxic relationships, the victimizer will always try to paint a picture that you are hurting them. Like they'll say something like, "Why are you trying to send me to jail? You want me to spend all my life locked up." So the victim will hear that and be like, "You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have you locked up. All right, fine. I'll just let you make it." They try to manipulate you like you're the one that is hurting them, but the reality is they're hurting you. You're not getting them locked up. They're getting themselves locked up because they don't know how to stop being abusive. They don't know how to stop following you around and harassing you and just making your life a living hell. We live in a world where people do not know how to deal with rejection. They even have like a style on TikTok that when people be in relationships and when the other person no longer wants to be with them and they try to leave, they have this little thing that's going around that says, "If you leave, I'm leaving with you. So I'm going to pack my clothes and wherever you go, I'm going to go too." And that sends a bad message out to people that are in relationships. And they start believing that that is how relationships are supposed to go. That you're supposed to be with a person no matter what. If a person beats you, stay with them. They cuss you out, stay with them. No matter what they do, stay with them. And if you try to leave, all they're going to do is follow you. That's not how relationships are supposed to go. You're not supposed to be in toxic relationships. You're not supposed to be with a person that's beating you and knocking your teeth out. That's not love. And we get this mind concept that, oh, if your mate ain't cutting you, y'all not in love. If your mate's not hanging you off a balcony, oh, y'all not in love. That's not love. I think some of y'all need to look up what love is, because y'all have a bad perception of what makes love and what makes a relationship. A relationship is not supposed to be toxic. Your spouse is not supposed to be coming in there putting a gun to your head and pistol whipping you. That's not love. And for those that think that, shame on you. If a person is physically abusing you, get yourself out the relationship. Get a restraining order on this person. Do everything that you can do to keep yourself safe. Or if not, it's going to cost you your life. Even your family and friends, put an awareness out. Hey, me and Tyrone are no longer together. So your family and friends can start cutting Tyrone off. I always notice that when people get into relationships, people need to be on trial periods. You shouldn't bring people around your family and friends too soon and introduce them to your kids too soon and let them know where you work at or where you hang out at. And the reason for that, because the second you break up with them, every place that you go, they're going to show up at. You go to church, there they are sitting on the front row. And you're going to be like, why are you here? They're here because you showed them where you worship. Now they're coming on your job. Why are you at my job? Because you showed them where you worked at. We give people too much access into our lives where you really should be closing doors, because not everybody's meant to be in our life forever. People will come into our life, they start connecting and linking up with your friends and your family. As soon as you no longer want to be in a relationship with them, the first thing they do is call your mama on the phone. Well, you know such and such tripping. You know such and such did this to me. Why are you calling those people's mom? People shouldn't have access to your friends and family like that, because they'll start spreading rumors and lies. And every single time you try to get away from them, they're going to keep pulling you back in. Just keep pulling you back in because you gave them too much access to everybody. They know who your best friend is. You understand? They know where your cousins stay. People shouldn't know where your mom live. You never bring trouble to the place where you lay your head at. And we give people too much access. I don't care if you've been dating for 6 months. People shouldn't have keys to your house, have keys to your car. Oh, that's my boo. I'm just going to go ahead and give him the key to my house. No, you better change those locks. Because they may be nice and sweet at first, but they can also turn on you too. Your best lover can become your best enemy. You better pay attention to the red flags. When people show you who they are and when they tell you who they are, believe them. If you ever want to know about a man, listen to what his mama say. If his mama say he ain't no good, then he ain't no good. If his mama say he abusive, then he abusive. The reality is that it's a lot of people do not want to be lonely, and they do not want to be single. So they'll just take any part of a man. They'll take him for his drinking, take him for him being on drugs. That's my boo. That's my man. And I'm going to stick with him. Y'all seen that video on TikTok where people be doing that? Y'all better start getting rid of these people, because if you don't, they're going to end up getting rid of you. This man had killed this woman, mother of 3. And the police department in Tennessee said, we finna make this personal. Y'all know what they did? When he shot that officer, the same handcuffs that officer had on him at the time that he was shot, they took those handcuffs off that officer. And when they did that manhunt and when they found BJ, they put those same handcuffs on him that belonged to the officer that he shot. And those handcuffs still had that officer's blood on them. Because the people said, we finna make this personal. The city of New Orleans made this woman's death personal because she was one of their own, because she worked for the city. I'm so excited that they captured this man, because this man gunned down some child's mother in cold blood, all because of the fact he could not deal with rejection. Y'all, when people tell you that they do not want to be in a relationship with you, walk. Let them go. My parents told me when I was a child, people don't belong to you. People belong to God. Oh, to death do us part. Y'all better change your mentality. Y'all better wake up, for y'all be behind bars. People don't belong to you. Once a person, I don't care how long you've been in a relationship. You could be in a relationship for 20 years. When a person say, I no longer want to be in this relationship, you have to release them. You have to release them and let those people go. And because this man could not release this woman, he had to go in her life. And it's probably because he felt that he would probably never get a woman as beautiful as Cassandra was. This was a beautiful woman that this man killed. He took her life. And because of that, now he finna pay for it with his life. Y'all, that's going to do it for this video. You have to be careful of the people that you date. Pay attention. It's just like being online when you be shopping to buy stuff. It's a lot of people who don't do their research. They just see something and just buy it. And when they get it home, they be like, oh man, this is not what I thought it was, because you did not do your research. And when you date people, do your research. Do a background check on them. Get on their Facebook page and do your homework to find out what kind of person they are. Find out how they are when they are mad. Study how they react to certain situations, so that you won't be a victim. To this precious lady who lost her life, this video is dedicated to you and to every other woman who lost her life due to domestic violence. Rest in peace. And family of Cassandra Jones, you are definitely in my prayers.